Your desire is to become a successful daily cryptocurrency trader. To achieve this, you need to install Cryptoland Scout and start trading. In order to use Cryptoland Scout, you need to meet certain requirements. Hardware requirements for working with Cryptoland Scout. First, you need a computer with 4 or more processor cores. There are processors that have more logic than physical cores. Cryptoland Scout successfully uses both the physical and logical cores of the processor. The more cores you have available, the more currency pairs can be analyzed. You can always see the number of cores available for working with Cryptoland Scout on your computer inside the menu in the Info option. 4 cores are the minimum for good program operation. Here you can see that 4 cores allow you to work with a maximum of 21 currency pairs if all time frames are selected. Reducing the number of selected time frames also increases the number of currency pairs that can be analyzed with the same processor. My work system does not require me to have selected larger time frames because although the program allows selection up to 1 week, I selected only 1, 3, 5, 15 and 30 minutes and thus increased the number of currency pairs that can be analyzed from the initial 21 on 58 currency pairs. A processor with more cores gives you the ability to work with more currency pairs at the same time. Of course, you don't have to choose the maximum number of pairs. The fewer pairs selected, the faster the response of the analysis, because the faster the communication between Cryptoland Scout and Binance, and that way you will always have the most up-to-date data. The next requirement for good work with Cryptoland Scout is fast enough internet. Here you can see that we have 4 processors which they are constantly doing something. We also see that Ethernet is also constantly active. There are always some inputs and some outputs of data. This means that Cryptoland Scout is constantly communicating with Binance. Imagine Scout constantly asking Binance, "Do you have something new for me?" When Binance has finished a candle, then he says, "I have the data," and immediately sends it and Scout analyzes it. If there is no data, Binance answers with, "I don't have any new information." But new questions come again. That ping-pong with information between Cryptoland Scout and Binance takes place constantly, and that is why it is necessary to have a fast and stable internet connection. It is always recommended that you be wired to your modem or router. Although Wi-Fi is quite sufficient for the vast majority of purposes, it is not something we would recommend here. In the event that for any reason Cryptoland Scout does not read all the candles in 3 consecutive minutes, Scout will report malfunction, i.e. an error in the operation of the program. This mistake can be quite benign if it happens on a currency pair that is not important to you at that time and does not affect your decisions. The bad news is that it can also happen on a pair that is currently in your focus and due to internet downtime don't make a good decision in time. If you do not get an error message, then it means that the program is working properly, but if you frequently receive a malfunction message, it means that there is an imbalance in the power of your processor and your speed of internet connection, and it is necessary to reduce the number of selected pairs for analysis. The next hardware requirement that needs to be met is the minimum screen resolution. 1366 by 768 pixels is the resolution that some older laptops or laptops with a small screen diagonal have. Although work is possible with that resolution, it is still far from comfortable, so it is recommended that you have a screen with a resolution of 1920 by 1080 pixels. This is the resolution that the manufacturers of monitors call Full HD. You will have even greater comfort if you use 2 or even 3 monitors. On one screen is Cryptoland Scout, on the other screen you have an open trading view, and on the third, you have a Binance. This is how you will work most comfortably, but of course, this is not a mandatory requirement. Software requirement for working with Cryptoland Scout. Software requirements are very simple. You must have Microsoft Windows 7 or later. You need to have the latest version of Java installed. If you don't have Java, you can always download it from java.com/download. If you do not have Java, it will not be possible to install Cryptoland Scout. Then you need to have an account on an online trading platform called TradingView. TradingView is a platform that graphically shows the movement of prices, and based on them we look at candles and make decisions about whether a trade is good or not. There are several versions of the TradingView subscription that you can buy, and they are Pro, Pro Plus and Premium. All these options are useful, But for our strategy, it is enough to open a free account that will allow you 3 indicators per graph and time frames starting from 1 minute. Once you have opened an account on TradingView, you need to adjust the parameters a bit in order to comply with Cryptoland Scout. When you start TradingView, by default you have a candle view called Candles. It is very important to change this and switch the candles display to Heikin Ashi. This is done by clicking on this down arrow and just selecting Heikin Ashi from the drop-down menu. This is necessary to align the view in the TradingView with the results of the program. Heikin Ashi has his own math for calculating candles, but for now, we don't need to go into those details. It is important to understand that the results in this presentation are softened, and you have the impression that everything is more organized. See how the candles go in batches of the same color. A bunch of red candles, then green, then red again. If the display is in the standard form, we have a lot of noise and scattered candles. Once you are inside TradingView, you should set up to see the RSI indicator in real time as well. Click the FX Indicators button, and then type Divergences Indicator in the search box. In the search results, it will appear in the built-in section in the first place. Choose it too and it will allow you to see the RSI moving, but you will also see if some divergence is created. Don't worry about it for now. Everything will be explained later. Click the FX Indicators button again and type EMA 20/50ths, 100/200ths in the search field. It will appear in the results of the script written by DR Sweets. Select this indicator as well. This indicator is used to plot EMA lines and will be used to determine the trend, but also for some other comparisons. The last thing you need to do is set your TradingView time to equal your system time. This is done by going to the lower right corner of the TradingView window and selecting the time zone in which you are located. I am in the UTC+1 zone and I chose that from the drop-down menu. Trading setup. Cryptoland Scout reads currency pairs from a crypto exchange called Binance. It is a huge and very popular crypto exchange that has a large selection of currency pairs and good volume for most of those pairs. Because of all that, it is necessary to open an account on Binance. After opening, you also need to verify your account. Verification is easy and will be done in 10 minutes. Binance will charge you a fee for each transaction. That's what all crypto exchanges do. The good thing is that with Binance you can reduce the commission by setting the fee to be paid to the BNB. How do you do that? When you log in to Binance, click on the profile, select Dashboard from the drop-down menu, scroll down, find your trading fee level in the lower right corner. There is a button using BNB to deduction, 25% discount. Click on that button. This means that if you are at the beginning and have a VIP 0 level, that the fee is 0.075% for both the maker and the taker position. Understand that you pay both when you set up and when you close your trade, which actually means that the total amount you pay is 0.15% of the amount of your transaction. Once you've set everything up, you're ready to move on. Happy trading and let Scout be with you.